Hello, 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 Alafia. It's Oshun Kimi, Mother of Mysteries. I'm a psychic medium channeler who receives direct insights about the mysteries of magic in the universe directly from my spirit team. Today I'm going to talk about the formula for receiving justice directly from universal forces, the forces that are behind justice, harmony, balance, karma. We kind of got to understand the energetics behind what justice is to begin with. When a particular spiritual situation is lacking justice, that means that something is uneven, right? Some energy is heavier than the other. And so the energy of justice means that the scales are balanced. And so essentially, what I was told very early on in my spiritual awakening process, where I became aware that my own spiritual mentor was putting various types of intense witchcraft on me for years. When I came into that awakening process, what the spirits of the universe told me was, as you rise, she will fall. That is exactly what they said. And so, what I've come to understand over those 2 years of what they meant essentially is that a lot of times the reason why witchcraft is working against us, anyways, the reason why someone of a low, trifling demeanor and vibration can actually curse us is because our vibration is also low. And it's because we are probably also living in ways that are out of alignment. And so when they said, as you rise, so as I rise, the person cursing me will fall, what they meant was that as I moved into alignment, as I began to really walk the path of my actual destiny, I had a greater level of spiritual protection around me because I was in tune with, I was in direct alignment with protective energies and forces, where for a point in time, anytime spell work was sent to me, it was destabilizing to me. But once I got into particular habits of meditating more, breath work, energy healing and energy clearing practices, working with my herbal teas and tinctures and detoxing and fasting, this whole various lifestyle shift raised my consciousness, raised my vibration. And the key of that is that my higher self began to manifest. I started living in ways that was in a higher form of alignment, right? That is when I began to have more authority and more power over various energies that wanted to be sent my way. So, because we all have spiritual rules that are going to be different from person to person. So, like for me, there are particular things that I absolutely cannot eat. There are particular things that I absolutely cannot say or cannot do. And this is what we call in Ifa taboos. And so everybody has a different set of spiritual rules and laws that they need to abide by to be in their proper alignment and vibration. And the more that you abide by those rules, the more that you rise, you release karma. And this is ancestral karma too, because a lot of these taboos and these spiritual rules are ancestral. And so you begin to release ancestral debts. You begin to release emotions and energies that have held you in your lower chakras and in your lower vibrations. You begin to detox the body and the spirit. And essentially you become 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 times more powerful than you have ever been. And so the way that you ensure that you receive justice in any spiritual situation is that you live more and more in alignment with your spiritual laws and rules. Because these laws are in place not as punishment, these laws are in place as protection. Because there are particular actions that bring us out of alignment with our spiritual protection, just off of the ways that the universal laws work. It's not punishment, it's just cause and effect. You do something, it lowers your vibration, it lowers your protection. But you do something that is right and in alignment, raises your vibration, raises your protection. Work with your higher self to say, how is it that I actually need to live? Because sometimes it comes down to simple things like eating the wrong things, staying up too late at night, not waking up early enough in the morning, not doing enough stretching, meditation, movement, walking, not getting enough sunlight. Simple day-to-day habits can bring us out of alignment with our protective elemental energetic forces, right? And this is so important because when we break certain spiritual laws in our life, we're breaking spiritual covenants. So if we have a particular spirit that says, if you do this, I cannot connect with you vibrationally, it lowers your vibration. It's like interfering with that covenant that you have with a protective spirit. And then if we do things that are out of alignment and that bring us into alignment with more malicious or negative energetic forces, then we enter into covenant with negative forces. And so a lot of times the issue is actually that we are in the wrong covenants. We are working with the wrong spiritual energies. We're working with low vibrational energies, and we're not even cognizant or conscious of that because we're thinking that things that are actually small, like what we put into our mouth or what we put on our body, is small, is simple, when really these are big spiritual things. And so if you need to understand, what energies am I in covenant with that I don't need to be in covenant with? What energies do I actually have spiritual pacts of protection with that I need to begin aligning with? Then I would highly suggest booking a reading with me or someone that you trust who has knowledge of these types of things, because every reader has different spiritual sight and capabilities. So whoever you choose to work with, make sure that they have the spiritual sight needed to know what energies are you in pact with right now that you may need to release in order to realign, come back into an energy of justice, equilibrium, and harmony, right? And then also, if you are in a place where you need spiritual community, you would want more direct mentorship with me, then I would highly suggest joining the Patreon, because on the Patreon at the third tier, I offer workshops every other Wednesday. And then there are just so many workshops, lectures, rituals that have already been posted onto the Patreon that you will also have access to. And so just know that there are other avenues of spiritual support if you are finding that you need further support outside of the free videos that I offer here on the YouTube. I hope to see you on a one-on-one Zoom call, on the Patreon, or simply on the next YouTube video. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you again soon. Ashe.